Okay, this is going to be a short example of how to use the data interpreter that comes with Tableau to help prepare your data and kind of clean it up a little bit. So it's true that we often have very poorly formatted data, and we just talked about an example of this in the first set of lecture slides. Just as a reminder, what's wrong here? What does Tableau want to see, and what's going to cause problems for us? One of the things we talked about is that we just need one header, right? One cell or one row that describes the header for each one of our columns or fields. So this is a problem and this space is a problem. This, we're not really sure why this is over here. Anyway, that's going to get us started. This is what we would like to see. So on Canvas, I've included a link for this data set that we're using for this example, and I think it would be great if you follow along because it's a really simple thing to work through, and it's just good practice. But you'll see that in this Excel workbook, there are different sheets, and if you click on the Ideal tab, it shows you the way that we would like to see this data formulated. So instead of different columns for each one of the dates are presented this way with the incidences. So again, tall instead of wide. That's optimized for Tableau. Okay, so the data interpreter. If you open Tableau, bring your Excel spreadsheet in, you'll see that even with those problems, Tableau can read that sheet. Here are the tabs that are in the workbook, and if you drag resolved incidences up, you'll see that the data source kind of view panel is populated. But the columns don't have names. The headers from Excel have a lot of nulls. It just wasn't formatted correctly. But notice that you can use the data interpreter. So even though it can connect to the sheet, there's problems, but we've got this built-in tool for preparing your data for analysis. When you click that button, you'll see that everything gets cleaned up. The headers and nulls have been stripped out. The columns are properly identified. And we can view the results. So we can analyze and see if what happened is what we actually wanted to have happen. When you click this, it takes us back to the Excel spreadsheet, and we've got a new sheet that's called Key for the Data Interpreter. There's a color key. So fields that are being used as headers are in red, and everything that's being considered data is in green. And then we can tab over to the resolved incidences and see how that played out. So that you always have a way to review, what Tableau is doing. It's very transparent. So let's just do this really quick. I opened the spreadsheet here. You can see it's the same data and that it's wide instead of tall. That's fine. We'll open Tableau. I connected to that, so I'm just going to grab the resolved incidences and drag it over here. And you can see all the nulls here. Here's our data interpreter. We click that. Everything gets cleaned up. It's okay that it's still formatted this way because Tableau can work with that, and we're going to work on pivoting this data next. But this is the first step to get those headers all cleaned up, and then we can view the results to double check that we got what we wanted, and you can see that that opens up for us here. And we've got our new tab with the key and the updated table here. All right, any questions about that? Let me know.